Three things about this week. One, I do not want you for any reason under the sun. I don't care how good of a reason it is. I do not want you to do work to overload your system or your schedule in ways that you absolutely do not have to. I need you to be exceptionally clear about your priority. Focus on your priority, get it done, work on things early, keep space in your calendar. You will thank me and yourself next week. Thing two, this week might hurt our feelings just a little bit, just a tiny bit. I know I said something similar last week, but this week does give a similar kind of vibe, but also it's helping us to set a boundary in our relationships. Thing three, it's going to bring a lot of clarity, and that's all part of the boundary setting. So it's going to be good overall. This week is going to be great. It's going to be a very helpful, clarifying, focusing week. Hello and welcome. This is the Astrology of the Week Ahead podcast. I'm your host, Chani Nicholas. I'm also your astro bestie, and everything we talk about here is so that we can make the most of this situation, of these specific dates, because each and every day of each and every year is absolutely tailor-made. There will never be the same day twice that I know of. I haven't asked the robots, but maybe in a billion years, there's the exact same kind of setup. But we will be different, or we will be dead, or we won't be here, or we'll be somebody else, or, whatever your thoughts are, whatever your belief systems are. Anyways, each and every day of the week has its own energy, has its own astrological architecture. And in this podcast, we talk about how to best use it. Never to fear it. We do not fear the astrology. We live with it. We live into it. We co-create with it. We are here for it and all of it. Okay, on Wednesday, Chiron, the wounded healer, which is a little tiny minor planet, stations retrograde. That's not the biggest deal, but it does mean that Chiron and anything to do with our wounds, anything to do with administering healing, medicine, medics, healthcare practitioners, getting our hands into what hurts and helping to release the tension and the pain. Think of a chiropractor, Chiron, it's part of the root word, hands-on healing. Think of that. It's like, something's sore. I got to go and get work done. Yikes. It's painful. But it feels so good. We got to get the blood in there. We need to loosen up the knots. That's what's going to pull focus on Wednesday. At the same time, Venus changes signs. Now, Venus definitely talks about how we feel in relationships. Yes, the moon is very connected to our emotional state and the changing nature, the tides of our emotional life and how often we're in those ebbs and flows. And Venus is very related to how we bond with other people, which is all about feeling. It's about what we desire in relationships, and it's about what we want to create, and it's about pleasure and love and delights. It moves into Cancer. So it's encouraging us to think about how we build familial bonds. It's encouraging us to deepen into the emotional ebbs and flows of our life. It's asking us to focus on something that we want to bring about around August 11th. This is the deal. With Venus moving into Cancer, it means that it's moving ever closer to Jupiter. On August 11th, Venus and Jupiter are going to come together, and they are going to be so happy to be bonding. It is one of the best astrological signatures we can have. It is the third and final gorgeous signature of 2025. Yes, it's happening under extreme conditions. Yes, it's happening as the world is dumpster firing. Yes, all the things are going on. And I want us to keep something clear, keep some space clear, keep some time clear, keep our attentions focused on what we are going to do as of and on August 11th to seed potential future connections, abundance, beauty, blessing, art, and social good. You know what I mean? Venus is a planet of connection. Jupiter is the planet of wealth and abundance and wisdom. It is the great teacher. And when the two come together in Cancer, the sign of Jupiter's exaltation, it is all about a stroke of luck. And when they meet, it's the beginning. So we're not looking for proof of concept on the meeting date. We're looking for the origin story. We're looking for the meet cute. We're looking for the moment the two main characters bump into each other and fall in love. That's the kind of vibe that August 11th is bringing. I'm mentioning all that because as of Wednesday the 30th, Venus is steadily moving towards Jupiter. And then on August 11th, they meet, they spark something begins. We want to begin something luscious, gorgeous, optimal, abundant, connective. And just knowing that August 11th is auspicious astrology to work with, we want to do something on August 11th to celebrate that. But also, as soon as Venus moves into Cancer this week, just this week, it makes a square to Saturn, which is all about boundaries in Venusian terms. That's boundaries in relationships. And it is about how we might need the boundaries because Venus is also squaring Neptune, which is a planet of confusion and delusion. And so it's about understanding what we're deluded about, what we're deluding ourselves about in terms of relationships, and how to have a reality check or how to let the reality check be present. It's about what we want to build in our relationships. It's about the dream of the relationship or the dream of a relationship, and then the reality of the work that we need to do in order to bring that relationship about. It's about the creative capacity that we have, the creative dream for our life, and then how we go about building that creative dream. That's happens exact on Friday, or it exacts on Friday. So on Wednesday, Venus moves into Cancer, and by Friday, it has this friction point with Saturn and with Neptune. What is the dream and what is the reality of the relationship? What is the work and what is the fantasy of the creative project? What are we contending with? What do we have to bring into form? And what do we have to not see as a burden, but as a portal to great creative potential, right? We have responsibilities, and through those responsibilities, we have great portals of freedom. And that's what our creative projects want to teach us right now. And that's also what our relationships want to teach us right now. So what are the commitment issues that are coming up for you that are also a gateway to something greater? Think about that. Because again, Venus is going to move right to Jupiter. And then on August 11th, we have this big outpouring of love, hopefully, this big outpouring of care, this big outpouring of nourishment and nurturing. And that's what we need to do right now is nurture and nourish our bonds with each other, feed and water our relationships, and love each other up and be like, come over, I'll make you a pie. And, when somebody else invites you over, you say, yes. We need to build as much of a bond with one another as is possible to remember how and where we're safe and how to build actual real safeties through our local connections, through our local life, which is all what planets in Cancer teach us. Thursday brings us a gorgeous moment of insight and clarity. The Sun and Mercury meet up in Leo. It's a dramatic foretelling. It is like a buzzy moment of insight. It is loud. It is helpful. It is demonstrative. So it's like this, let me show you how you're going to do this thing. So if you need clarity, ask the question on Thursday. If you have questions, if you feel confused about something, listen in on Thursday. Someone's trying to tell you something. Someone's trying to help you. Your life is trying to tell you something. Your life is trying to help you. If you want to think of it as like the universe speaking to you, great, sure. Whatever works for you. I want you to listen extra closely to what is being shared with you on Thursday, but also tune in. If you pull tarot cards, Thursday is a great day to remember. Just sit down 5 minutes, meditate a little, pull a tarot card. What is the answer that you get? Also, a great day to send emails, send texts, reach out to people, check in with people, see how things are going. Haven't heard about that person or that project or that situation. Where did they go? What's going on? Mercury's retrograde. Are they ever going to get back to me? Check in with people on Thursday. That's the day we get clarity. That's the day we get an answer. That's the day we get some insight. So work with it and work with it confidently. Be like, hey, I'm just checking up. How's it going? Okay, this week's Ask Me Anything question wants me to talk about the difference between the moon as the body and the first house as also the body. Yes, two things can be true. We can look at the body through a couple of different lenses in the chart. So the moon does represent our body. It is the vehicle through which we experience our great creative intelligence that moves through all things. The sun is our divine mind. The sun is how we light things up. The sun is our kind of like essential spirit in a way, like it's how we shine here. And then the moon is reflective of that light. The moon is the physical embodiment of our light, right? I need a body to animate so that my soul can like land here and animate my body so that my soul can have the experience that it has in this physical realm. If I don't have a body, AKA the moon as it's represented in astrology, if I don't have a body, then I can't have a physical experience. So the moon represents the home of the soul. It represents the home of our light. It represents the ways in which we do each and every 24 hours. The moon tells us how we need to sleep, how we need to eat, what our rhythms of our daily life are like. It's very much about the local daily experience. The first house is marked by the ascendant. So when we're born at the exact time and the exact location of our birth, we look over to the eastern horizon, we see what sign was rising up over the eastern horizon, and we say, that's the rising sign. That's then the first house. So the first house is the moment of birth because it contains the ascendant. It is the rising sign. So that is the demarcation of also our body. The first house is the only part of the chart that is specifically and only about you. It is the body, it is the self, it is your persona, it is you. It is the part of you that said, yes, I'm going to come in, live this life. This is when I'm born. This is the marker of me being alive. That's your rising sign. That's why it's so important. As a sign, as a signature, as a situation in your chart, the rising sign, AKA your first house, is everything. Because it says when you got here, when you said yes to life. So it talks about your motivation. But yes, it also speaks to your body because it is the vehicle. It speaks to when your body came out of the birth canal or out of the person's body who grew you, who birthed you, and said, I'm here in my own body, in my own right. Yes, I'm still dependent on someone to take care of me, but I've got my own situation. I'm now cut off from the body that created me, that birthed me. The umbilical cord is cut, and now I'm my own person. So it also symbolizes the body. So you can look to both places for signatures about the body, about what the body needs, about the physicality of you. And then the sixth house also speaks to illness. So in a lot of ways that can speak to the body and what the body contends with, whatever that might be for you. So planets in the sixth house or the planet that rules your sixth house can teach you a lot about what your body needs and about your health. So the ways I look at the first house and the moon as being different are, again, the first house is the marker of your life. It is the sign that was rising up over the eastern horizon when you were born. So it said, I'm here. And the moon is like fully your physical body. It's your ancestry in a way. I think of it as like the body of the person that birthed you and that birthed them and that birthed them. It is about the physical experience and it is about the emotional experience and how the emotions land in the body. So I think of them differently because one is about the like origin of the person coming in and one is about the actual like physicality. But again, both have both. And you can look to both for information, for points of information about what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel vital. And I would look more to the moon for like, how does this person need to facilitate their own self-care? Like, what does this person need to eat? How does this person need to sleep? How does this person need to do all the daily functions? And I would look to the ascendant, the rising sign, as more of like a marker of vitality. Like, why did this person come in at this time? Why is this person alive? What is this person's life purpose? Again, I do see that in the moon though, but in the moon, I see it like, oh, this is what the person has to do every day in a routine, diligent, consistent, physical way almost, each and every day. That's how the moon works. It's like a daily kind of planet. It's a physical planet. It's like do this and then do this and then do this and then do this. This is what the person has to do every day to feel like they've unpacked their life purpose a little bit at a time. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Let me know if it's still unclear, but you can look in multiple places for information about something in your chart. There will be correlations between different planets and different houses in your chart. And that's good because then there's more ways to get info. Okay, I'll see you back here next week. Please come back. We have to talk about the very serious astrology that's happening next week. Mars opposing Saturn. That is why I opened this episode saying, you will not overbook yourself this week. Please do not overbook yourself this week or next week. I need you to keep space in the calendar open. There's a lot of work to do. We don't want to be overwhelmed. Things are going to probably take longer than we thought. It's kind of like a red light in the year. It's like, oh, we're coming up to this moment of stopping. We want to move fast, but we can't. We got to slow down and we got to deal with an obstacle. We have to deal with something that's heated or inflamed. We have to deal with something that feels stuck and wants to move, but can't really. So we just need extra time and space to be a little bit more patient than normal. And just again, to be a little bit more resourced. Go into this week and next week thinking about how you can resource yourself and do your homework early because you will be so happy. Okay, I'll see you back here then. And then we'll also talk about the gorgeous, beautiful astrology of August 11th, which happens on the heels of that tough astrology. It's all extreme this year. It's like, ooh, really good. Ooh, really hard. Oh, they're together. And then, yes, you live it out and you're like, yeah, that's how it feels. That is how it feels. So we're getting through this one step at a time, you and I and all of us in the same boat. If you like this episode, if it helped you, please share it with a friend. We love it and we cherish it when you do. All right, bye for now.